Good afternoon to every one of us here today, and also everyone who is online at the moment. Good afternoon to Wendy Lee, Singapore Country Manager, Raw Leaders Club member Mr. Tan, Center Managers, and every one of us here who has made time to come on site here, paid the money, come here to get your information. But more than just having information, I hope today you will be able to take away with you the spirit behind the Atomy business. And the spirit of the Atomy business is not something to be taught, but something I hope would be caught by you today because you are on site. And those of you who are online, similarly, as you hear me out, I really hope that you will also catch the spirit behind the Atomy business. Now, the spirit behind the Atomy business is really about the Atomy vision. But today I want to share with you the Atomy vision from a very different angle. And you know why? Because everything that I wanted to share with you, that I prepared to share with you, were covered by the chairman just now in the video. So now I'm giving you what is real and fresh from within me that I can tell you. Yes, the slides are there. However, what I want to say will be very different, and I just want to talk to you, the individual you. I want to share with you from my heart what the Atomy vision really is about. The Atomy vision is not a set and forget exercise. Not for me, not anymore. It is an ongoing exercise, I believe, where you have to constantly look at it and realign yourself to ensure that you have the vision. There's a lot of reason behind that, and we will cover that as we go along. So first, allow me to share with you from a source and from a person that I look up to as part of my onward learning journey, John Maxwell. What did he say? We can have vision, but without action and without the right attitudes, you are just a well-wisher. You wish for yourself, wellness, health, and so on. You wish others. You wish for your circumstances to be better than you presently are, but you are still a well-wisher, all right? And in that sense, we are daydreamer. Now, because it has happened to us, I'm sure, somewhere along the way, we don't like the idea of dreaming because we know that when we dream, it may not happen. Because we're just wishing, we didn't realize that when you dream, it must be matched with the right attitudes and massive action. So a positive attitude, on the other hand, and some people are very positive, but they don't have a vision. May I add, they don't have an ongoing vision. They had it once, some time ago, and then when circumstances appear to disagree with what they have envisioned, they probably just let it be. Continue to have a good reputation, to be a nice person because he has very pleasant attitude. And that is okay, but that is not going to transform you into somebody better than you presently are. So vision, together with the positive attitudes and taking massive action, that will produce someone that will have unlimited potential and unlimited possibilities for you and for the circumstances around you. Take it from someone who is very exposed and very well trained and very experienced in this area, an authoritative figure, John Maxwell, in understanding how to apply ideas and principles into managing the most precious resource that we all possess, which is you. This is one of the important areas for us to consider. So now, vision continually and taking massive action with the right attitude. So I'd like you to adjust that attitude, if you would, with me, that your vision would be continuous. And your vision will keep on coming back to you and gets enriched and gets even bigger, even better, each step of the way as you put it to the test with the right attitudes, a matching attitudes, and the right kind of action. Because practice makes, some of us say perfect, but practice makes permanent. Because the wrong practice doesn't make it perfect at all. So the right action is very, very important. Let me also share with you the Webster Dictionary. What did they say about vision? It's interesting, huh? It is something that you supposedly see other than normal sight. Meaning, what you see is not what it is supposed to be. So, if you look at people coming up, all right, oh, this is Royal Master, this is Imperial Master, and you are impressed and you are captured by it, that is good. But will that be your vision? Here it says, other than normal sight. So you must look beyond what you see, right? Someone mentioned just now that, he likes the little birdie on the, on the exterior, on the clothes and all that, wants to attain to that level. That is good on what you have seen. However, all right, it is your vision is beyond your normal sight. Think about it again. Something that is perceived in a dream. How many of us here go to sleep sometime thinking about what you can do and what you can achieve and how far you can go in Atomy? How many of us does that? Yes, some of us do that. Yes, not everybody would admit that. I do that from time to time. Sometimes many, many nights in a row. Sometimes lesser than that. And then I realize it is those times where I have many, many nights thinking about where I can go and what I can do with Atomy. I find myself achieving more in that period versus those times where I don't really think about it so much. It's got to be something that you see it in your dream. It so captivated you so that you become better than you are currently. And that is the way it is. Every day, the world is getting harder, life is getting tougher. Agree? However, that is only half the story. The other half of the story, you are getting better. Why? Because old cells die and new cells come about. Because the old brain cells will die off with the right cognitive techniques, with the right biological changes, and new cells get embedded and begin to form new thinking patterns in your brain, and you can potentially become a better person. That is the reality. That is the truth, not just scientifically, but in reality. You can be a better person every day after today, but you need a vision with the right attitude, with the right action. So you must experience that. That is the definition here as well. You can't talk about vision and never experience it. You got to go through, and then you are able to better shape and better format your vision. Vision is not something that comes to you, in my opinion, just out of the thin air, out of the blue sky. It doesn't happen like that. It also doesn't happen by you seeing some things, all right? As what is mentioned here in the dictionary, it is already defined by the scholars. It is something that is beyond the naked eye, the human eye. It is something that so captivates your spirit. And when that happens, you will understand the spirit of the Atomy business. I also checked on the word visionary. To have vision, you are a very visionary person. Yes? So it says in the definition, very interestingly, it does not only exist in the mind, or rather it exists only in the mind. It is not real. It may even be imaginary and is not capable of being put into effect. So what's the point of having vision if it cannot be put into effect? If it's only imaginary? And there can be some of us here who may not have realized it or have realized it. Yeah, we all have vision. Yes, we wish to be this. We hope to be that. But it didn't change. Nothing has happened for us yet. And that is because the missing link, the right perspective, attitude, and taking massive action. So some of us cause ourselves to begin to think that vision is just a concept. It's just a good to have. But I want to challenge you to think again. Vision will change your life. Vision has changed Atomy. It has. Let us explore a little bit. Have you heard of these 4 things called the company's motto? That has changed Atomy. When everyone goes in with these 4 quotes every time when we gather together, that also will change you. Imagine the Imperial Master from day 1 until now, 11 years later. They are all so different. Why? Because every time when they meet, every time when they attend seminars, it is the company's motto. What does that mean? When I reflect on that, I realize, in my opinion, as I respond to it, this is the basis for your vision. Your vision will just come and go. This is the attitudes to actualize your vision. These are the attitudes that will give you a sense of the importance of the vision and how your vision is going to be materialized and is going to impact and change your life altogether. And this is not based on some clever thinking by the chairman. It is not based on some well-wishing ideas and thoughts. As I look at it, I think this is based on principles. Let me explain a little bit more. You notice that actually these 4 are commonly repeated, but do you realize that the first 2 are done by you and the second 2 has got to be carried out in action? The first 2 can happen in your mind alone, but the second 2 has got to be acted out. When you understand this, just like the 8 core, the first 4 you can do on your own, and the next 4 you have to do with somebody. And that is the nature of the thing because it is based on principle. It is based on something that has been proven that in a way cannot be explained. Just like vision cannot be seen by the naked eye, but yet you can see it and you should see it, and it gets real and it gets bigger and bigger over time based on a change of matching attitudes and taking massive action. So, one very simple action that you can begin to take is that you will do the company motto with gusto. Company motto alone is not something like, company motto, are you ready? Yeah. Okay, company motto, go, carry the spirit, and then create the vision. And then sometimes you don't know whether your hand go up or your hand come down and stuff like that. You are not totally into the company motto. But I challenge you to be spirit, mind, body, fully inside the company motto when you say it, because as you say it, the neurons in your brain begin to form. The proteins in your body begin to form new patterns of thoughts in your mind biologically and literally, and it begins to change you. So that the next time you use your brain to think and to perceive and to plan, there is an impact. Are you cherishing the Spirit? Are you creating your vision? Are you following the faith? Are you serving with humility? It will remind you. It will. And these are good principles to be reminded of as you make your plans, as you take your action. Remember, the right action matters. You may want to take action, but if your action is wrong, not supported by these principles, you will realize that everything you are doing may one day just very quickly collapse because it's not based on a strong founding principle, which I want to tell you a little bit about. So let's go into the detail. Create the vision. Are you ready to create the vision? First thing we have established, I must have the right attitude. Second thing we have established, I must take massive, correct action. And the third thing is, it's ongoing all the time. And how do we ensure this ongoing development? When you pay attention to the company motto and deal with it fully all the time. So when you attend trainings, seminars, and all that, when you do the company mottos, know that this is part and parcel, in my observation, developing your sense of the company vision. The other thing that I want to mention about will be follow the faith. Why do I mention these two things? Well, the reason is that vision is seeing what is unseen to the physical eye. We said that. The reason is without vision, without a dream, without an overarching sense of purpose about what we are going to do and why we are doing that, people cast off restraint. What does that mean? You become a law to yourself. You decide that it can be done this way, never mind. You took over the principle. You want freedom. You decide it's going to be done like that. That is called without restraint. Oh, so legalistic. Well, the law is meant for the lawless. The law is only so when you are the lawless. But if you are not the lawless, the law is a set of guidance and guidelines and principle to keep you doing the right things right. That is very important, so that we can understand what righteousness is all about. Being aligned to truth and doing it right. So, the vision is about following a set of principles. So it says here, blessed is he who keeps the law. In other words, the principle. Rather than have no restraint, I do what I want. That is the other end of the continuum. Of course, you can do what you want, but is that going to bring you to the result? Is that going to bring you to become a better person? Is that going to enhance the vision that you have, that you ought to have? There is a definition on vision, and it is not defined by you. It is defined by principles if you do it correctly. So more of that as we go along. I talked about faith. After you have created the vision, and you should continually create the vision, the next thing is you have to follow the faith. Follow the faith. Why? Why do we need to have faith? Because the faith is about being sure of what you hope for. What do we hope for? I hope for a better life. I hope for better health. I hope for, being so enriched financially that I can bless people around me. How much do you believe that this hope will happen? Oh, I'm going to make it happen. Because if you do that, again, in some way, you have to reflect again. Is that based on principle? Or are you going to do all it takes to make it happen? As we commonly hear people say that. You mean even to resolve to unprincipled ways of doing things? No, you will have to make a decision on that. So faith is about being certain of what you do not see. It is a guiding principle. In a way, it is like a law. If you do it any other way, you will be creating your own future. Whereas the principle already ensured the future for you. You just need to appropriate that and practice that, and your vision becomes bigger and bigger. Many of us want to think vision along the line of, what do I want? But if you observe enough of other members' life scenario plan, which kind of describe the vision that they have, you will find that most of us are quite similar in our plans. Quite similar. You will also notice one thing, that people who are all about money and themselves and their health and their relationship and all that, somehow wouldn't be able to achieve as much and as quickly as those who are also about others and giving and contributing to others around us. You see, the principle is we never are meant to live for ourselves. We are never meant to succeed by yourself. It is always in the context of being useful and beneficial for others. That is the way I'm looking at it. You may have based on your value system, you may decide otherwise, but it's okay. I'm here to just share with you my version of the Atomy vision, and then you see what works, and you decide if that contributes to your definition. Because in our dream, as I covered in the one-day seminar in Australia, that your dream, the D represents definition. All of us have different definitions, so we need to take a look at definition. Being a sales master, what does that mean? Is that based on principle or is just about you? Being an imperial master, what does that mean? Having a lot of money, what does that mean? Definition. How do you better define the endpoints of what you're hoping to have? So, having faith. Faith is the strength of your belief. Faith is not a concept, it's not a feeling. Let me submit to you, faith is an action. If you have faith, you will take the right action. If you only feel, and you feel very strongly, you still may not take the action, because if circumstances say no, oh, COVID-19, we cannot gather. Circumstances disagree. Oh, it's very hard, nobody wants to meet me. Then where will your faith go to? You still will think of ways and means to achieve being able to meet with someone. And one simple clue is meet online. Send messages. Do your Facebook Messenger, you can get on a video call. It's the same as having to meet physically. Now we even have teams who do product demo, like a home party style, via Zoom. It is possible. The technology is able to support you doing the same thing. It's whether you think out of the box or you feel your circumstances have changed your faith. Vision comes in response to your faith. Right? And having faith, which is action-based, will bring certainty and assurance to your vision. So that's why your vision has to be continually improving, enlarging, and enhancing in terms of values. That I challenge you to think about, not a set and forget vision. Why do we talk about creating the vision? Because to the company, vision has set the company for success. So let's take a look at the company's vision so that we can kind of emulate. When we talk about vision, where do we go? Is it all about money? Is it all about health? Is it all about ourselves? So the company's vision is centered on three things. Customer success, we know that. But definition, what does that mean for you as you carve out your own vision? Do you serve people? Do you serve them regularly? To what extent do you serve them? Do you have differentiation, good customer, so-so customer, difficult customer? Right? Let's be real about it. We all struggle with these definitions. It is a very real thing. However, just know that as you also consider customer success as your number one priority or as the key area that gives vision a sense of meaning, then you would take a look at this a little bit more and not be afraid to define it better. The company's vision also talk about distribution hub. It wants to make available the product into the hands of as many people as possible. Is that something that you also want to do? Premier company, The company wants to be the best there is in the industry. What does that mean for you? Let's take a look. Customer success. Ultimate goal, the customer, the user, the one who uses the products. Company management talk about, do you make use of people? They come in, they buy stuff, I am enriched. Or do you bring them in and nurture them and help them to become successful to the point of using products and getting a return on their spending? Thank you very much, Diamond Master Philip Goh. Right? So it's the return of their spending. Are you going to take on the responsibility to help them establish a good return on their spending? Or do you say, spend some more, thank you very much. My PV also has a lot more. So, what philosophy do you have when it comes to customer success? Primary aim is to help customer achieve their goals. This is the company's idea, the company's vision of customer success. That, I hope, can be a guideline for you as you develop your own vision in the area of your relationship with your partners, your members, and your customer. That is a vision that you want, one aspect of the vision that you want to think about. Distribution hub. The company talks about absolute quality, absolute price. That is the strategy to ensure that the product goes out to the hands of as many people as possible without or with very low rejection or refusal or turn away consistently. All right? So the objective is that we are competitive. So the issue is, are you competitive in what you offer? Do you consider expanding the range of products in the experience of your team and your members? It is not about selling. Many people come into Atomy and they just think about selling products. It is not about selling. And it is not about Korean products alone, but it is about a network, a hyper-connected hub. That is the distribution. We are not talking about just our low-end product from me, product to you, and that is distribution. It's more than that. We will have a look a little bit later. Okay? We are talking about GS, and that would give you an idea, the extent of that network. So this distribution method is not about MLM and network marketing and people arguing about direct sale and all this kind of thing. No, it is an advanced mind map of a hyper-connected hub. And I tell you, this is far more than a lot of us can understand, because sometime back we were talking about distribution methods. Before that, we were talking about production methods, as in factories, and things like that. And then we have distribution methods, as in franchise and retail shops. And then we have digital age. And then we have information age. But you guess what's the age we are in now? It is called the hub. Everywhere you go, you will see an increase in Facebook groups, WhatsApp group, WeChat groups. We are talking about community. In that community comes the expression of all the rest, the digital, the informational, and the distribution method. But now all this is part and parcel of a hub, and this is what we are after. Not just about MLM, network marketing, direct sale, and you are stuck at that level. I want to challenge you, your vision should go beyond that. Premier company, something that we want to think about. A premier company that is automated, that is supported, and the best part is we are all part of this automation, part of this infrastructure. Eventually, all of us will have our APP, the Atomy Personal Platform, right? That answers to what this part is all about. But let me ask you, is it part of your Atomy vision? Just like Atomy would be a premier company, would you be a premier person yourself? Do you offer absolute quality as a person? Would that be a good Atomy vision to think about? Because you can only offer what you have. You cannot offer knowledge and information that is not part of you, but you pick it from somewhere, you choose it, you Google it, and you get the information and just pass it on. Is that part of what you offered? So I'm talking about the spirit of the business. Similarly, the spirit of you as a business builder, as someone who wants to share with others. You are the premier company. Out of your own heart, which is your Atomy idea, comes your lineage, comes the rest of your connection, whereby everything is based on being a true north person with a healthy mindset. That is what the company is after. Are you? So the Atomy vision, for you, you can use the company's vision as your guiding principle, as you kind of, format and bring into shape your own personal vision. And the guiding principle again, honesty and integrity. So in the way you carry out your business, are you of premier level? Are you of premier standards? Is there honesty and integrity? That is the way to describe premiership. Your Atomy vision. So how does anyone do that? Atomy does it by two things. Number one, the founding principle. I'm just going to run through that because a lot of you can access that, but you will have to take time to reflect on that. I would venture to submit to you to think about that. Speed, or rather being, speed, and balance. When I started out, it was all about being. If you were able to catch one of the videos that recorded my presentation, I tell everyone to stop doing Atomy. So all of you who are doing Atomy, you can stop doing Atomy. Because we are all human beings. We are never human doing. So you've got to think about being, and the company is being. What is it being? In the practices, they are managing all the correct practices in the way they handle their resources, in the way they are oriented in their direction. We're talking about future-oriented, environmental management. You're talking about debt, financial control. Are you doing that as you go about being the Atomy standard, having the Atomy vision? What about speed? Personally, I was not so much into speed. I was more into prompt. In other words, I need to take the action. I need to take the action now because the circumstances are right. However, there is such a thing as the speed as the circumstances change. How quickly do you adapt? So Atomy talk about speed. No, it does not mean that you should be sales master from the first day you enter Atomy. You should be sales master in a matter of 1 month. The faster, the better. No, it doesn't say anything about the faster, the better. It simply says you should be prompt in your action. And just now, Chairman say it is organizing your series of events as soon as it's possible, one after the other. So your life is a lot more fulfilled because you have one meaningful event after another. That is what he's trying to say. So there is a sense of business velocity as in the activity that you're doing. I know of people who talks about, I want to be sales master by tomorrow. I want to be, by next month. I want to be Iron Master in 2 months' time. And people talk about as if even to boast of, I was Sharon Rose Master in under 3 months, as if to boast. You can watch that. I am not judging it's right or wrong. I'm just saying, is that part of the vision that you yourself would have? How do we respond to a sense of speed? However, speed alone is not enough. How do you adjust to a sense of balance. So you have to be considering being, are you part of the Atomy spirit? You have to be thinking of balance as you think about speed. Equal opportunity for everyone in your team. Or do you say, you didn't do everything that I wanted you to do, you wait, you stand aside, I open the door to others. Do you have differential treatment? This is something that you have to consider, all right, as you manage being, speed, and balance. Let me move on quickly. And the second thing that we can ensure your vision is by the unique culture. So some people tell me, whoa, Atomy, company motto, is it a cult? Every time we gather together, it is a company's motto. Is it a cult? I'm sorry, you're looking at the wrong thing. It is not the cult, it is the culture that we are trying to strengthen everybody so that the Atomy vision becomes real to each one of us. We are looking for authenticity, that we will be real. So what is a culture? It's a principle-centered culture, a culture of distribution and sharing, and a culture of accompanied growth together. Read more about it in the company global website to understand the profile of the company so that you can talk about it. But the company grows in its vision and is able to attain its vision because of the founding principles and because of the culture, the unique culture. You heard of Atomy leaders saying, we are not afraid of all the other MLMs and direct sale who are following or imitating or copying the company's compensation plan or the company's way of doing things. And now there are many companies who say, all right, you sign up with us, free entry, no enrollment fee. But at the back, they tell you, you have a starter kit to worry about. All right? So the point is not about the system. And the chairman's response is they can copy everything. They cannot copy culture. So this is the culture. The sharing culture, the accompanied growth culture, the principle-centered culture, and now the Atomy success system. Others can follow, but the way you're going to follow this based on your vision will make a difference. Because it cannot be taught. It can only be caught. Super synergy of United Heart. So it's not just about you and your team or you and your select partner. Think about the bigger group of people because it is about your passion and your love for the people around you. Yes, you have different priority, but do consider how by becoming more inclusive rather than exclusive, it expresses better your company vision, your Atomy vision. So let me add it up, and even to wrap it up, by saying, follow the faith. What is following the faith? Basically, it's the same question the chairman asked. Why is Atomy created in the first place? What is the action that is needed to be done? So I'm going to run through very, very quickly here that it actually follows the idea of the French Revolution. If you recall the French Revolution, at that point in time, the main reason was about liberty, equality, and fraternity. The key idealistic philosophy that the people are seeking for. Well, as they go to war because of these three factors, you will notice that the idea of liberty has to do with capitalism, an economy that is driven by free enterprise. However, the problem of capitalism, right, is that the people who have means, who have contacts, goes faster than others. It is not equal. The poor gets poorer. The top percent owns everything of the rest of the other population. This is typical in any capitalism, even to today. All right? I don't want to go into the details, but you can research on it. This is one of the issues. The second one is equality. What's equality? It's about social system, all right? Okay, everybody earn the same thing. Everybody, all right? Then it won't be enough. Atomy will allow us all to make 50,000 per month. But Atomy is not going to stop there, because if it does, while it meets the equality thing, it doesn't meet the capitalism thingy. Meaning, you are paid and rewarded based on your efforts. So, liberty, equality, the problem with equality, again, it is state control, so you don't want Atomy company to be in the sole control of your wealth. You don't want that. You want equitable distribution of wealth. Right? So, the last one, fraternity. Well, in the French Revolution, fraternity was not addressed. And that's why the revolution doesn't stay put. All right? It actually also doesn't work out. So, apply the three ideas, is what Atomy was trying to do. When you follow the faith, all right? So, no matter who we are, you have the free will to join, to participate, to do the system, to follow the system, and to do well. Similarly, all of you, in spite of your background, can achieve the same result. So this too, Atomy is able to provide for you. Everybody agree? Okay, just give me 1 or 2 more minutes and we'll be done here. Fraternity, in my opinion, is what sets Atomy different from everything else. It is the same thing that gives us the spirit of Atomy, which is cherish the spirit, create the vision, follow the faith, and serve with humility. Only when you have all four in action, spirit, mind, body, then you have the fraternity, which is everyone is cared for, everyone is loved, and everyone receives empathy from one another, because all of our differences, all our circumstances are different. And this is the show of super synergy of United Heart. So it's not just a concept. It is actually happening, and this is the fundamental difference of the Atomy vision as compared to the other similar companies that we talk about. So you do not have to be thinking of, oh, the competition is so tough out there, everybody say no. It's your perception. If you are not doing well and you're having a lot of rejection, your solution is to blow up, make it even bigger, your Atomy vision. Because that gives you the faith that when you begin to act on it, then you can deliver the three main ideas of liberty, equality, and fraternity. So we are talking about mass capitalism. What is mass capitalism? Well, in the capitalistic model, we're talking about private or sometimes public enterprise. We're talking about shareholders' benefits. We are talking about profits only reserved for a certain group of people. However, when we are talking about mass capitalism, which is the same model of Atomy, private enterprise, all of us are private, we own it all. Then we are talking about product suppliers being, ensured in terms of quality and price. And finally, the profits are shared with you, even as a consumer. That is the mass capitalism model, and that I present to you, ladies and gentlemen, consumer revolution. And that would be the Atomy vision that you should be so encouraged, so excited about. Take the right action, have the right attitude, and pursue after it. That would be an Atomy vision that the company has for you, and then you adapt your personal vision along this same guiding principle. Surely you will do as well as the company. Customer success, distribution hub, premier company, and there's so much potential that awaits us. Middle East, South America, Africa. 103 million people, I think a lot more people awaiting us. People who are open to the idea of network marketing in this case, but ours is beyond the network marketing industry. Remember, it is a hyper-connected global distribution hub. So this is the effect. The ecosystem of supplier and business builders like us, rewriting the history of distribution, in this case, consumer revolution, and becoming the leading distribution, growth, and transformation around the world. Think about it. You are part of this massive, humongous global movement. And yet, every one of us can receive equitable wealth distribution because of the global hyper-connected distribution hub that is key to your success. And behind this is your Atomy vision. Behind this is what you see. And obviously we can't see this yet. But what you see now by faith, and then you take the right action and you continue on. And with that, all the best to your Atomy vision, and be sure we will see you at the top. Thank you very much, everyone.